Hey Warhawks, this is Colonel Wilson again, episode 35 of Freeform Friday. Welcome back. Happy Friday to all. Hey, we've got I would say a special guest, but actually hopefully a permanent fixture here with us. Chief Mike Morgan, our new command chief. Excited to have Chief Morgan here. Last week we bid farewell to Chief Butcher, who of course is still in our wing. So would imagine he'll pop up from time to time, but Chief Morgan, our new command chief, is here. Coming in from the 42nd Air Base Wing, Maxwell Air Force Base, extensive background in a number of different areas, including logistics plans and just being a command chief. Chief, great to have you. Great to have you as a Warhawk. 37 Training Wing, completely different mission and set. While you're coming from Air Education and Training Command Installation, this is a little bit different for you, but welcome. Would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey, thanks, sir. I really appreciate it. You know, I'm excited to be here. Like you said, Mike Morgan, originally I'm a recovering logistics planner. I went to my final tech school here on Lackland in the 37th Training Group. Fond memories of that, and I got to visit with them this past week and do an amazing immersion, well, not just the 37th Training Group, but with our wing staff agencies, making all the behind-the-scenes mission stuff happen, being that connective tissue. Yesterday I spent a great deal of time with the 737th Training Group, learning about all of your missions and your challenges and your passions. And a big shout out to Colonel Schaefer and Chief Gaitan for setting that up and executing it. It was really just a great day. A little bit about myself. As you can tell from my very thick accent, I am from Massachusetts. Actually, 26 years ago, a kindly gentleman by the name of Senior Airman Devin Hoffman, wearing a campaign hat, told me if I didn't pronounce my R's, if I didn't pronounce my R's, I couldn't be an airman. So I kind of flattened out my accent a little bit, but it comes back out when I'm hanging out with my family and visiting with them. Been married for 17 years to my beautiful wife, Kristen. I'm excited for her and my two kids, Madeline, who's 16, and Nathan, who's 10, to join me here in San Antonio after the school year closes out, and really just looking forward to enjoying not just the Gateway mission that we have here, but the San Antonio area and getting out to see the sites and visit with them around. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to be a part of this team. So thanks, sir. I appreciate you taking a chance on me and hiring me to be a part of this team. I'm excited. Yeah.
One of the great things about the Gateway Wing is, and we talk about it all the time, is selectively manned. That's a term we throw around, but it's not lost that when it comes to selective manning, that our command chief here has been selectively manned. We feel very blessed, and he comes with a plethora of experience. I'm just happy to have you and excited to get Kristen and the rest of the team here, Chief. He's geo-bacheloring it here for another couple months, but we know you'll make it through. And thanks and a shout out to Aries Menser for letting you come in a little bit earlier than she probably wanted to. So Aries Menser's the commander out at the 42nd Air Base Wing. So hey, we'll just talk a little bit this morning about some of the things that are going on across the wing. You mentioned community and getting out in JBSA community. One part of that is our Honorary Commanders Program, and this is Military City USA. It's called Military City USA for a reason, and that's because we get great support here from the greater San Antonio area. And our Honorary Commanders Program is something that definitely demonstrates that. And yesterday we had 20-some honorary commanders between an in-person format and a virtual Zoom format, and man, it was great. We talked about everything under the sun, all the way from a session process to extremism to what makes the Gateway Wing tick, and how have we overcome COVID. So I know, Chief, you were in the middle of your immersion. Got to see your first BMT graduation yesterday,
Sure.
I believe.
Sure. Yeah.
So you weren't able to participate that, but I wanted to just say shout out to our public affairs team, Mr. Bob Rubio from our community relations, Ms. Krista DeAndrea, put a lot of time and energy into that, and also my honorary commander, Mr. Randy Termier, who is from USAA. Just a great event, and I just wanted to say, since you had mentioned the community, thank you to all to be able to do that. And unlike a few of the wings that I've belonged to in the past, we do quarterly updates with all of our honorary commanders. You know, the core root of our honorary commanders program is that partnership and relationship between our commanders at the squadron and the group level and at the wing level, and with our honorary commanders here. But we try and get everybody together once a quarter to try and tie all of them together and really synergize across the board, and we found some real great opportunities there. So
and the cool thing about having an honorary commander program is you really kind of get to express the challenges and opportunities for our folks who live in the community. We
That's right.
are
Totally.
at Lackland, we are a part of the community, not apart from them. So it's really cool when you get to get that connective tissue with community partners, and then learn about some of their challenges and opportunities. And it just creates this really cool communication effort between the two, whether you want to talk about spouse employment or road construction or any of those kind of things that's going on. So yeah,
Great
gotta love
point.
those
I mean,
opportunities.
some of those issues, maybe not road construction, but spousal employment came up yesterday. Spousal reciprocity, we know, is a big issue in the military, and having opportunities for our spouses. We talked about that for a good bit. But the other thing is just trying to understand, like you said, communicate. And one of the communication, I would say, barriers or gaps was that COVID, the thought process that COVID had actually kind of slowed down our mission a little bit. And we explained, the Gateway Wing doesn't have the luxury of being able to telework because we produce airmen and we produce airmen trainees and students every single day. And so it's a very tactile mission. We have to be here, and I think we got that message through yesterday, and now we got ambassadors all throughout the JBSA community talking about the 37 Training Wing and the amazing things we've done. So great. Hey, I also wanted to mention our strategic plan. There was a couple nice articles out there in the Air Education Training Command Public Affairs this week on operationalizing the Warhawk Way, which is something we put a lot of time and energy into, and our 3 priorities, which is people, modernization, and partnerships, which trickles down to 61 different actual objectives. And Krista DeAndrea, and our Chief of Public Affairs, I keep throwing Krista's name out there. She wrote a great article that's made its way around. But man, we've just gotten more and more traction on our strategic plan, to the point now that we are ingraining it into our Commander's Inspection Program, which is tied to our self-assessment program and our Inspector General. And so when our Inspector General goes out and inspects and does vertical inspections, they're going to be looking at compliance, maybe not compliance, but actually how the strat plan has been reviewed and adopted into the unit. So really cool. Very happy about that. So.
Yeah. And the cool thing about operationalizing the Warhawk Way, in my opinion, I'm the new guy, so I have fresh eyes on everything, is that
Sure.
It gets away from that functional compliance piece and focuses more on mission readiness and operational readiness, and how are we getting after turning citizens into airmen and then airmen into vocational experts in whatever career that they're going into. So that to me is the cool part about that document.
Yeah, so fresh perspective, we love fresh perspective. He nailed it. Like everything Chief just said totally resonates, I think, with all of us in that, hey, our program shouldn't be built on compliance with functional areas. It's about our mission here, first and foremost. So, hey, I wanted to also, since I know a lot of families online, and talk about the COVID vaccine, and that's going great. The vast majority of our wing here that's volunteered to get the vaccine has had the opportunity to go get it. There's still a few that we're working on timing and scheduling for, but the other cool thing is that our dependents now have the opportunity here on base, even though we know JBSA's had some availability for a while, and maybe some of our dependents have already got it, but here on base over at Wolford Hall and here on Lackland, the opportunity to get that for those ages 16 to 64 is opened up now. So we highly encourage everybody to schedule their appointments. If they're volunteers for the vaccine, it's still approved on emergency use. So of course it's still voluntary. It's always going to be, it's voluntary for our families. But the bottom line is you can go on the TRICARE website, or you can call the Camo appointment line, and you can get your appointments if need be. So really happy with the way that our wing is picked up. It's all about safety and public safety. It's all about getting back to the mission, and everybody getting vaccinated is a great way to do it. I got my final vaccine last week, and very happy about that. And so we'll just continue to urge and advocate for everybody to continue to do that, and the opportunity is there now because the supply is out there as well. So excellent. The other thing I wanted to mention is we had some announcements this week. We had all our new Major Selects captains identified for Major. Exciting time for our company grade officers who are ready to become field grade officers. And I have the list here real quick in front of me, and I'll just read down the list here. Just wanted to say congratulations. If you see these individuals, please help congratulate them in person. I know they're probably pretty psyched about it. And to the majors out there, the Major Selects, hey, don't let this opportunity pass to really enjoy this. Like, hey, promotion only comes up a few times in a career, and it'd be easy just to press right through it and motor on and just say, hey, great, but what's next? Don't do that. Take the time, enjoy the promotion, take the family out, really bask in the success that you've had. That's something that we don't do very often. We're always to the next thing, Chief. So, but anyway, the individuals are Captain Cyrus Medrano from the 323rd Training Squadron. Congratulations. Captain Andres Molina from the 319th Training Squadron. Congratulations. Captain Dalton Wynn from the 320th Training Squadron. Captain Christopher Price from the 837th Training Squadron, who is either on his way back or will be back soon from his TDY out on South America. Captain John Redd from the 323rd Training Squadron. Captain Jude Santiago from the 332nd Training Squadron. Captain Walter Smith from the 321st Training Squadron. And Captain Justin Wilson from the 343rd Training Squadron. Congratulations to all of you. Great job, great work. Keep pressing on, and we look forward to seeing you as field grade officer leaders in the future here.
So I think you kind of touched on an important point there, sir, is to enjoy it, but also to say thank you. None of us got here where we are alone. It takes a team to help bring us up. So make sure, all you new majors, make sure you thank those around you. Reach out to your mentors. Tell your family thank you, because their support is really what makes you a success. And speaking of family, it's a small Air Force, but this is a huge family. So I remember Second Lieutenant Jude Santiago at the 86th LRS at Ramstein. He was a brand new lieutenant coming in there. He worked in the IDO's office for a little bit, and it's great to see him, just growing and maturing and becoming the leader that he is today. He's deployed out to the CENTCOM AOR right now.
Is it?
Yeah, and I shot him a quick note, and he was just super excited that we get to be working together again. So
that's
small
cool.
Air Force, big family.
Well, since you mentioned it, I remember Second Lieutenant Walter Smith from my assignment at Little Rock when I was a squadron commander. Second Lieutenant Smith at the time had just come in our communications squadron. I was a civil engineer, and I got to know him a little bit through working different programs. And so now to see Lieutenant Smith now become Major Select Smith is pretty cool for me
too.
It's
exciting.
It is, definitely. It also makes me feel a little bit old.
Seasoned, sir.
Seasoned,
well
yeah,
seasoned.
and you can start to see it in my hair too, as my wife will remind me pretty often. So hey, also next week we have some special guests. We're going to be featuring the POCs for the Carnival. We have our Spring Carnival coming up. It'll be our first in-person morale, wing-wide, family-inclusive morale event since October, because we've gone back to HPCon Bravo. We'll be doing it again out at the Sphinxton Reception Center in an outdoor safe, public health safe environment. We're going to have a lot of booths. I mean, there is a ton of squadrons. It's an all-hands drill. Everybody's really excited about this, and so we're going to be pumping it up next Friday morning, which will be the day before the actual carnival itself. So excited to get that going again. We really need it.
I'm excited to stop by and try my hand at maybe some of the games they got going on, and just be a part of the team.
Apparently, there's a rumor there's a dunk booth of some sorts.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's I know. I know how that always ends. Me wet. So anyway, but we'll look forward to it, and thanks for all the POCs. But a couple just basic announcements about things that are going on around the base. There's a blood donation drive that's going on today from 0900 to 1400 over at Kendrick Club. So please, if you have time and you have the opportunity, you're out and about, please stop in there, because those blood reserves get depleted pretty early, and we all know that there's been, due to the pandemic and just a number of other things, there's a high need for those types of things. So if you get a chance and get out there, please donate, and if you get time. So thanks to those that are setting that up. Also, Military Spouse Symposium is coming up here. The 5th annual is the April 27th through the 29th. It's going to be a virtual format for pretty obvious reasons. We're going to post the link to the virtual symposium for all our military spouses that are online and interested. We're going to post it here in the comments section on the Facebook. Miss Brittany Warhawk, who manages Freeform Friday for us from our Public Affairs Office, will do that. So I think those are the big things. There were a couple other things that are going on that we may not have actually scripted out, but I'll just mention, since we got to do the intro to it, we had the drill down. The ATC really focused on our technical training groups. The 37 training group for us had a drill down last Saturday. All our black ropes, for those that don't know what a black rope is, black ropes are those airmen students that are in technical training that are passionate about drill and ceremony and become part of the drill and ceremonies team, and then they go out and they compete. Usually we host here at JBSA in Lapland. We host the drill down, and we bring in teams from all over 2nd Air Force, and actually some off-base teams too, to come in and show what they got. including Goodfellow, Keesler, Shepherd, all over 2nd Air Force, even over at Fort Sam Houston. But this year, because of the challenges, we did an exhibition. H1 filmed it, and they sent it into 502nd Air Base Wing Public Affairs, and they're going to be posting that on the 30th of April. So everybody stay tuned for that. You'll see it posted on our Facebook site, or you can go out to any of those other installations that I just mentioned, and you can check it out there. So thanks to, again, Public Affairs team for putting that all together. It's pretty cool. And then I also wanted to mention a small change in policy here. Over the last couple of weeks, we have began allowing our airmen that are in technical training, our student trainees, to actually start going off base at certain phases of training. That is the first for us in well over a year. So for those that are in the local area and you see airmen out that are in uniform, that are out perhaps frequenting some businesses that are opened up, those could very well be some of our student trainees over from our tech training group. So very happy that, again, things are starting to get back to normal. It's inevitable that we'll get questions on in-person graduation, which continues to be a focus for us, and we'll look at, but nothing official to announce in those terms, but we will do that as we have more information on it. So, but Brittany, do we have any questions this week?
Yes, sir. We haven't had any come in on the feed, but I do have one scripted out for you. The question is, with COVID numbers across the country, most specifically across JBSA, starting to improve and the number of individuals receiving COVID vaccines starting to increase, can you discuss the future of telework agreements for 37 training wing members?
Yeah, so what I can say about telework is this. We've had a necessity to do that for the safety of our members, but as the COVID positivity rate in the local area goes down and members are able to get vaccinated, and the risk is reduced, we'll take a comprehensive look at all telework agreements where we believe that the individual is able to meet the same level of success, the same level of operational capability in their job, in their position as identified in their position description. We will take a look at continuing on with those telework agreements. Where it's fairly obvious that certain measures are not able to be accomplished in the position description or be able to be accomplished to the same degree, then we will definitely look at starting to pull people back at some point in time. And I'm sure that won't ultimately be successful, but that's something we're going to have to talk about, because an in-person mission, as we just mentioned not too long ago, Chief, we have a very in-person mission, a very tactile mission here. So that's something we're going to start looking at, but I think it's important that for all our folks that are at home and watching this to start thinking about that if they have been in a telework agreement, the possibility that those could start pulling you back into the office at some point in time here in the future is definitely out there. So talk to your supervisors, talk to your chain of command, see what that looks like for you, and we will evaluate each one on a case-by-case basis. But the perception that maybe there's going to be long-term perpetuity telework agreements may happen, but it's not something that's absolutely guaranteed by any stretch of the imagination. So, well, Chief, I think you made it through your first Freeform Friday.
Yes, sir.
All right, congratulations there. I'm excited about it. We got a lot going on today, and look forward to many, many more here. So, no other questions came in?
No, sir.
Brittany? Okay, with that, Chief,
All right, sir.
Warhawk's trained to win.
Warhawk's trained to win.
We are out.